Hey, hello, welcome. Frog in my throat. It's your girl LaShonda Henry here, aka Sister Sense, frogs in my throat and all. Jumping on here so that we can talk about creating a money map. Okay, this is me taking you inside of the 5 days to 5 figures money map conversation. Now, this is for my entrepreneurs who are looking for ways to practically, number one, intentionally, number two, strategically, number three, consistently, number four, work on your online marketing and sales goals. All right. So you want to make sure that you are consistently, proactively, strategically, intentionally, all the things when it comes to working on your marketing and your sales goals, right? Now, you can watch this any day. By the way, feel free to let me know who you are and where you are in this beautiful world today, right? You can watch this particular training any day on Money Maps, but as of today that I'm sharing this with you, we actually have 5 days until Black Friday. Okay. So I wanted to motivate you, whether it be your holiday sales, your end of year sales, your New Year's sales, your everyday sales, whatever kind of daily sales you're working on. I wanted to motivate you to consistently do what you need to do to move forward. So I'm going to take you inside of the hearts already. Thank you so much for that. I am going to jump in right now and take you inside of the 5 days to 5 figures money map training. I am actually going to be hosting this webinar workshop today at 10 a.m. EST over at sistersense.com/5 days. So I wanted to take you inside. Now, if you're looking at my screen on YouTube or Twitter or Facebook, you're going to be able to see the money map guide. Now, if you're watching me on TikTok or Instagram, you're going to hear me and I'll walk you through the things that I want to share with you. Okay. But you won't be able to see the screen unless you're watching on Facebook, Twitter, or YouTube. Just wanted to let y'all know that, number one. And like I said, number two, let me know who you are and where you are in this beautiful world today. I'm checking in with you. Make sure you're checking in with me too. Okay. So 5 figures. I'm going to take you through a few practical steps you can take to get started when it comes to you intentionally working on your revenue goals, right? What are some revenue goals that you have for yourself right now, right? What are the right money goals that you should be setting for yourself right now? What do you want to sell right now? These are the kind of questions we are going to dig into today. The first thing that I want us to be able to do is to talk about picking your project L3 style. So when I say picking your project, I want you to be able to identify a money goal that you can work on for the next 5 days. When I say L3, for me, that means light, level up, next level. Okay. So this 5 days to 5 figure challenge is about working towards your 5 figure goals. And for me, that's next level reality. For those of you who currently have an existing customer base, you're making sales, you've got offers, you're not starting from scratch. Okay. So that's the next level. Level up is if you can't necessarily say, I can realistically work towards and reach 5 figures in the next 5 days. Let me work on 5K in 5 days. Okay. That's for those of you who you're in a space where you are generating revenue and sales, but based on realistically where you've been, you don't necessarily think that 5 figures is the right number for you, right? Because in order for this particular challenge to work for you, you have to set a realistic goal. Realistic goal. Okay. So the main goal is to work towards that 5 figure goal if that's something that you can realistically do. Number one. Number two, 5 days to 5K. Number three, keep it light, keep it breezy. 5 days to 500, right? When it comes to you being an online entrepreneur looking to explore how you're going to intentionally work on your sales, right? Can you work on 5 days to $500. That's the light goal, number one. 5 days to 5K. That's the level up goal, number two. And then 5 days to 5 figures. That is the next level goal, number three, that I have to share with you. Okay. So let me know realistically, light, level up, next level, which one of these, if you are intentionally going to work on your marketing and your sales in the next 5 days, let me know which one of these resonates with you. $500 over 5 days, right? Very respectable. You want to make sure that you are working towards making some money, right? You're taking the time to create offers, whether you want to work towards a $500 goal, a 5K goal, or a 5 figure goal. Which of these resonates with you? Number one. Number two, what kind of sales are you working on? Like I said, you can watch this any day, any time of the year, okay? When it comes to getting intentional about consistently working on your sales goals, this is one of those evergreen conversations. But as of the time that I'm having this conversation with you, we are actually 5 days to Black Friday, right? So for some of you, it could be that for the next 5 days, you want to focus on your holiday sales. Drop that into the chat so I can see whether you are catching me live or via the replays. And of course, always remember when you're watching the replays to drop into the comment box, hashtag replays rock. But that's another conversation. So are you working on holiday sales right now? Maybe New Year's sales, end of year sales, or everyday sales, right? So, what kind of sales goals do you want to work on over the next 5 days? Number one, and which of these PYP, pick your project, L3 activities do you want to work on? Okay. So let me know that in the chat, number one, before we move into the next things, number two. Okay. Welcome, welcome. Definitely feel free to check in with me. Let me know who you are and where you are in this beautiful world today. Today's experience that I'm sharing with you right now is actually inspired by the 5 days to 5 figures complete webinar workshop that I'm doing later today, okay, at 10 a.m. EST. So if you either want to join me live for the webinar workshop, or if you want to get access to the replays, that you can find over at sistasense.com/5 days. Okay. This is just giving you a taste of what you can do to start the process of creating your own 5 days to 5 figures action plan. So let's keep on keeping on with this conversation. What are some things that I want you to do once you've identified a project, right? So once you've decided, you know what I want to do is work on 5 figures for the next 5 days, or 5K or $500, then what's next? We have to crunch the numbers. Okay. We have to crunch the numbers. So right now I'm actually scrolling through the presentation here. If you are on Facebook, Twitter, or YouTube, you can see the screen, you can see my slides. If you are catching me, of course, on TikTok or Instagram, you can hear me, right? Which is cool. And I'm going to verbally walk you through everything that's here. Okay. But you can always just look for me, LaShonda Henry, or at SistaSense on YouTube, Facebook, or Twitter. So let's talk about crunching the numbers, right? First, you have to set a realistic goal. Can you realistically work towards making 500 in 5 days, 5K in 5 days, or 5 figures? That was number one, right? Then number two, once you set your focus here as far as your money goal is concerned, then you got to start to crunch the numbers, right? Price points and daily sales goals. So I've broken this down for you from creating an offer or offers that are $10 all the way up to $10,000. Okay. I know for some of you, 10,000 might be like, oh, good Lord. Hold the heart, hold the chest. I know how that feels. I know how that feels because when I started off, the idea of creating and selling an offer that was 10,000 or even $5,000 was very intimidating. So I can understand if you're in a space where you're a little bit nervous, anxious, scared when it comes to high ticket offers, but it's certainly something that eventually you're going to need to know how to do, right? So I'm going to challenge you to think about what kind of offers you have versus what you could realistically start to integrate into your business moving forward, right? So let's talk about this. This particular table that I have, this crunch your numbers money goals table, is broken down into price points, number of sales, and profit. Okay. So again, price points, we're looking at you pricing offers anywhere between 10 to $10 to $10,000. Number one, you generating anywhere between 1 to 100 sales. Number two, and you making a profit of anywhere between $10 to $10,000. Number three. Okay. So those are the ranges that we have here. Now, realistically, let's say you are on the lower end and you sell low price point offers that are $10. Okay. If you have a $10 offer and you make one sale, you made 10 bucks. Great, right? You want to start making money. You want to start not just making money, but real money. Because once you know you can create revenue online, right? If it is selling your services, your digital products, or your physical products, if you can make one sale, you can make many sales, right? So either looking at if you have a $10 offer, selling one, that's 10 bucks, selling 100, that's $1,000, right? So those of you going into this, if you have no sales, you just kind of have to start the process to build up and see what your ability is, right? But if you've been working at this for either a couple of months or maybe sometime in this year, you've been kicking off your business, you've got some idea as far as realistically the kind of revenue that you can see over the course of a day by day, week by week, month by month basis, right? So is one sale realistic for you? Is 100 sales realistic for you, right? When it comes to that $10 price point. If you're somewhere in the middle and you work on $10 sales, 10 of those, it's $100. I remember when I started, I was selling LPP, low price point products is what I call them. And I said I made up something, I call it my 10-10 win strategy. So I said, okay, LaShonda, if you could sell these $10 products and you can sell 10 a day, that's $100 a day. Okay. So 10 times 10, that was 10-10 win for me. $100 a day times 30 days, that's 3K, right? Working towards that four-figure goal, right? So it really is about setting a foundation for yourself based on what you feel like you can realistically and or comfortably do, and then working towards reaching your goals, smashing your goals, setting a new goal, and you keep on keeping on from there. Okay, that's what I kind of want to motivate you and inspire you to do when it comes to this 5 days to five figures experience. Now, the next thing that I want you to do is to look at the range of prices that I've given you, right? Because if you are going to spend 5 days intentionally marketing, selling, working on promoting, you should be able to identify at least one offer that's going to bring you in money, right? I love the acronym MONEY, right? But if you switch the words around, or rather the letters around, money, you can also replace it and turn it into two words, which is my one, right? So making money, take those letters, switch it around. Can you find my one offer that's going to turn into money, right? So that's interesting how you can take the letters in the word money and then you got two words, my one, right? So are you going to be in a space where you focus on one $10 offer, right? What does that look like for you? Or maybe a $25 offer. If you're looking at the sales table here, you'll see, let's say you make 10 sales selling a $25 offer, that's 250, right? Or if you make 100 sales, that's 2,500. So you want to be able to really crunch the numbers. Don't just go off of feeling this price point feels good, or I think this price point is going to work based on what I think everybody else is doing. You really want to intentionally take a good look at the numbers because honestly, sometimes I work with entrepreneurs and they come to me when it comes to pricing and they go off of feeling. And when we look at the numbers, they go, wait, that's it? If I sell it for that much, that's all I'm going to making? You can't compare yourself to other people or to corporations or big businesses who are like 99 cents offers if you're not going to be realistically in a space where you're reaching hundreds, if not thousands, if not millions of people for those particular low price points. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm an LPP girl. I sell a lot of low price point offers, but those entry points normally take people through a value ladder. So that's not where they stop. That's where they start. And they continue to purchase other products from me, right? So unless you know how to put a low price point offer into a value ladder, generate repeat business, and consistently sell to those clients, you want to figure out the right price points for you right now. Okay, that's a big one. So, as I mentioned before, if you're just coming on in here, welcome, welcome. Today, I'm taking you inside of the 5 days to five figures webinar workshop. I'm literally doing it later today at 10 p.m. EST, or forgive me, 10 a.m. EST this morning. So if you want to catch that webinar workshop live or the replays, you can go over to useasense.com/5 days. Now, the goal is to set a realistic money goal, what you're going to sell, and how many you're going to sell to work towards your revenue goals, right? And it could be that you work towards 5K over the course of 5 days, or you work towards five figures, or you start with $500. All right. So I want you to be able to first realistically identify a number that not just feel good, but real good, right? I'm always talking about the feel goods versus the real good, a realistic number for you. Hey, Tracy, good morning. Good morning. Yes, our services have value and we often over sell ourselves cheap, right? Absolutely, absolutely. You got to know the value in your services, right? So that you can price appropriately, number one. And number two, you've got to know based on your experience what price points are realistic for you, right? So it's not just about going for the feel good, it's about the real good, right? Can you realistically work towards five figures in 5 days? It's not impossible. Whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. Five figures in 5 days is not impossible. If you believe it, if you can conceive it, you can achieve it. Right. But of course, you also have the option of doing this 5 day challenge and either working towards a $500 in 5 day goals or a 5K in 5 day goal. Okay. So let's keep looking at this particular table here. I'm going to walk you through these price points. And I really want you to identify a particular offer that you have that fits one of these and take a good look at the number, right? So let's say, for example, you have a $100 offer. And you say, you know what, LaShonda, my goal is to realistically make $500 in 5 days. Okay, so what that looks like is you working towards selling five of those $100 offers over the course of 5 days, right? So bam, right? That's you taking a good look at what these numbers look like and how this would realistically translate into sales for you, right? The same thing holds true if you say, okay, LaShonda, whoo, hold my heart, hold my breath in. I want to generate five figures in 5 days. What does that look like? Okay, if you've got $1,000 offer, right? Whatever that is, whatever you put together, you sell 10 of those, that's your five figures, that's 10,000. You got a $2,500 offer, sell four of those, that's 10,000. $5,000 offer, sell two of those, that's 10,000. If you have, hold your heart, hold your breath, one $10,000 offer, and you take intentionally the next 5 days to get one person to buy that 10K offer from you, baby, didn't you do what you needed to do? 5 days to five figures. Okay. Whatever Napoleon Hill, I love that quote. I take it to heart. Whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. Write that down. There is nothing that is out of your reach. One of the things that I teach is that ultimately you don't, if you like, girl, whoo, girl, times is hard, times is rough, money is tight. I'm always all right. You know why? Because I say, listen, you do not have a money problem. you have an idea problem. You find your next best idea and everything will flow the way you want it to go, right? You just have to be strategic, you have to be intentional, and you have to be consistent when it comes to the things that you are doing, which is why I love these 5 and 10, these 7 short micro challenges that you can give yourself so that you can really laser focus in on something you can intentionally do, especially when it comes to working towards your revenue goals, right? That's what I do. Sister Sense. I help you make sense of making money online. And hopefully for some of y'all, I am right on time. Okay. So I want you to, let's do this. For those of you who are coming in, we're going to reset the room real quick. Number one, pick your project. 5 days to 500, 5 days to 5K, 5 days to 5 figures. Which one of these is going to be the one that you focus on? The light project, the level up, or the next level? Okay. Now, independent of working with me, you are completely free to pick one of these and run with it. But if you do want me to break this thing all the way down for you and offer you complete direction and support, definitely join me inside the 5 days to 5 figures webinar workshop training, which again is at sistersense.com/5 days. Okay. I'm going to be teaching that live today at 10 a.m. EST. And of course, you have the opportunity to join me live or catch the replays. Now, I gave you the I would say the base and the reach when it came to looking at this table, right? I said at the very least, you could focus on a $10 or a $25, a low price point offer, right? Or you can reach and work towards selling a $1,000 offer or a $10,000 offer. That range is there for you, identifying a base or a reach offer that you want to promote over the course of the next 5 days. But then you can find yourself in the middle, right? If you're not quite ready to go and promote a 10K or even a 1K offer, can you find a sweet spot in the middle, right? So as I mentioned before, if you take a look at $100 offer, you just need to sell one to make $100. If you sell 5, you make $500. If you sell 10, you make $1,000, right? So it could be that you say, you know what, LaShonda, my goal is 5K. So if every day I can sell 10 of these, right, I can reach my 5K goal, right? Or maybe you have an offer that's 250, and so still respectable. You sell 10 of those 250 offers, you've got $2,500, right? So I created this table because I really wanted to give you a good look at what you can do when you intentionally identify your revenue goals and select a strategic intentional price point that works for you. Okay. So now that we've talked about number one, picking your project, and number two, crunching the numbers, number three for me is creating a plan of action. Creating a plan of action. You're like, listen, I'm ready. I'm ready to do this. Okay. If you're just jumping on here, let me friendly remind that I love to do these micro money marketing and sales challenges with you guys. That's what Sister Sense is all about. And I would love to know, whether you're watching live or via the replay, what kind of sales you're working on, right? So as of today, at this point in time, we are 5 days away from Black Friday. So it could be that you're going to work on your holiday sales, or maybe you're watching at a different time frame. So you want to work on your everyday sales, just intentionally working on generating consistent money into your business on a day by day basis. Maybe you want to work on your end of year or your new year sales. Let me know what kind of sales goals you are going to be really intentionally thinking about when it comes to this particular challenge. Number one. Number two, when it comes to creating your plan of action, here are things I want you to think about, right? Number one, your money goals, as we've just touched on. Overall, how much you want to make versus what that looks like on a day by day basis, right? So, how much and how often, what you want to make overall, and how much you have to make every single day over the next 5 days to hit that goal. Okay. I always talk about setting a base goal, which is the bare minimum, the reach, which is your ideal, and then your middle, obviously, somewhere in between the two. Okay. Offers. Okay. Now that you think about, or you've thought about, hopefully, the kind of numbers you want to work towards. So your new year goals. Okay, good. So what does that look like for you? If you are like, listen, I want to work toward my new year sales goals. Love that I saw that. What kind of offers do you want to present in the new year, right? So I love to talk about fast EIOs, right? FAST for me is one of my signature acronyms, FAST. FAST stands for formulas, automation, systems, and templates. So using my FAST method, I am able to QC quickly create quality content, right? So if you're on a time crunch, what kind of EIOs can you share with your audience? EIOs, I know you know that song, Old McDonald, right? That's not the kind of EIO we're talking about today. EIO for me stands for easy, irresistible offer. Okay. So, what kind of offers can you realistically put out? Real is one of my favorite words. REAL. I love to keep it real with you. Number one, I love for you to be able to set real goals, and I want for you to make real revenue, which means what kind of real offers can you sell? Here's the deal. When it comes to being an online entrepreneur, when it comes to selling services or digital products, everybody wants to be a digital entrepreneur, right? With a huge information empire. There's so many amazing things that you can do. It's very easy for you to get paralyzed by the possibilities. Raise your hand if that's you. Raise your hand. Now, I do clarity calls with clients all the time. So it's very, very common for me to see people say, okay, Lashonda, here's the deal. I want to speak. I want to teach. I want to do courses. I want to sell digital products. I want to have a membership website. I want to, be on, different speaking engagements and getting interviews, and I want courses, and I want to do a challenge next week. And I'm gonna, right? Is that you? You sing that I wanna dance. And I'm not knocking it, because again, when you are ambitious, when you are somebody who's got a lot of great ideas, when you see the possibilities of what you can do when it comes to generating revenue online, it's very easy to be in that I wanna dance. And you have all of these things that you want to do. But honey, what's gonna make you money is the real things, not what you want to do, but what you actually do. That's what matters most. I always say there are two types of people in this world: AT, active talkers, and AT, action takers. So if you want to realistically hit your sales goals, you need real offers. I like to say, keep it seriously simple, keep it easy. Easy. What easy offers? Easy, they've already ready. They're available for sale, right? Or they are things that realistically you can come up with and complete to hit your sales goals in the time frame that you have designated for yourself, right? What should you sell? What can you sell? What sells well? These are important questions that I want you to ask yourself, right? What can you sell? Okay, I know that within the time frame that I have, whether it be again holiday sales, end of year sales, new year, whatever that time frame looks like for you, right? What can you realistically sell based on what you have, based on what you can create, based on your time frame? What can you make, right? These are questions that I want you to ask yourself. As part of the 5 days to 5 figure webinar workshop, I'm definitely going to break this all the way down for you and actually share with you the top easy, irresistible offers that I love to create, that you can create actually in a matter of hours or even days. So if you're looking to create offers and you're on a time crunch, or you're on a tight budget, or you found that you've tried, trust me, so many of you are in spaces where you've tried to create your next best package or digital product. It's just, it becomes a rabbit hole. And you start, but you never quite finish. You never quite get it set up for sales. I do want to walk you through personally the easy, irresistible offers that I love to quickly create and teach my audience how to create as well. So as part of 5 days to 5 figures, we will go through easy, irresistible offers. But of course, here, I want you to be able to identify some that you already have in mind, whether you've created them already or you aren't intentionally in a space where realistically it wouldn't take you very long to get that ready for the sale series that you want to put together. Okay. So, food for thought. Marketing. Marketing and client attraction. One of my favorite acronyms that I teach y'all is WWW, work what works. So, making real money means that you got to work what you've been working, right? What have you done that realistically allowed you to convert customers? What have you done to reach people, right? So the question here says, if you're going to do this 5 days, right? How will you reach people and attract customers? I always like to say, start with WWW. Start by working what works. What techniques work for you? Then you double, you triple, you 10x down on them things, boo. They work, you keep working them. Okay. Now, I definitely want to teach you some fast methods to marketing, especially when you're on a tight budget and a time crunch. We'll go into those as part of the 5 days to 5 figures webinar workshop today. Okay. And again, there are replays. So if you can't make the live, catch it on the replay side. Everything plus bundle bonuses are on sizzlesense.com/5 days. Okay. So if you go over there, you can register to join me live today, or at the very least to get the replays before they go away. And that's at sizzlesense.com/5 days, not the word, but the number 5. Okay. So I want you to think about your money goals, realistically, what offers you're going to create to actually make this money. How are you going to actually reach people? What marketing and client attraction techniques are you going to use? Sales, what are you going to do to convert people? Right? I always say, listen, if you ain't converting, I know you hurting. Keeping it real. If you spending your money and your time online to create products and services and you not converting, I know you are hurting. So I need you to be in a space where you're not just on this creation kick where you're constantly creating something new, but you actually are doing what you need to do to convert real people into customers and clients. It's all about real, right? You got to make the real money with real offers. You have to be able to attract real people and convert those people from browsers to actual buyers. Have you set up any discounts? Have you set up any deals? What appealing things are you putting together to incentivize, to make your offers really compelling in a way that gets people excited so they actually convert? These are things that I want you to reflect on and think about if realistically you want to consistently work on your sales. Okay. So when it comes to sales, be in a space where you give yourself micro challenges that you can work on. This is a micro challenge. 5 days to 5 figures. Number one. Number two, 5 figures may be overwhelming for some of you. So I said, okay, let's roll it back. I always love to, because I have a very diverse audience. I love to make sure that everyone here can realistically find a way to work on this project. Okay. So I said, PYP, pick your project. If not 5 figures in 5 days, maybe 5K in 5 days, or $500 in 5 days. Light, next level, level up. Find one of these money goals that you can realistically work on within the next 5 days. That was number one. Number two, I said, once you PYP, pick your project, the next thing I want you to do is to start to crunch the numbers. What are you going to realistically sell to make this real money? Are you going to sell something that's $10, 25, 100, under 100, 1,000, under 1,000, 10,000? What price point is going to work for you? Crunch the numbers. Look at this particular price points and daily sales goals guide that I have for you on the screen. Those of you watching Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter can see my screen. If you are watching on TikTok or Instagram, you can hear me as I walk you through what you need to do. Okay. And then number three, I said, I want you to create an action plan. So you can answer these questions on your own, or we can answer these questions together as I break this all the way down for you inside of the 5 days to five figures webinar workshop, right? Your money goals, overall, how much you want to make, how much you plan to work towards on a day by day basis, right? What offers do you plan to sell? What sells really well? What works for you? Number two, your marketing. How are you going to market and attract customers? Number three, your sales. Once you actually get these people to your pages, you drive the traffic there. How are you actually going to convert them, right? Creating compelling offers, discounts, deals, sales, conversion marketing, and sales, right? These are the things that I want you to consider when it comes to working towards your 5 day, 5 figure goal. Whichever of the three works for you, works for me. Okay. So that's it. That's all I wanted to share with you guys today. Whether you check out the 5 days to five figures full workshop, ultimately, I want you to be able to get excited and get motivated to intentionally spend the next 5 days working on your money, your marketing, and your sales. So I'm about to go. I've got about an hour or so before the live training begins. If you want to meet me and my business besties over there, remember you can always go over to success.com/5 days. If you want to talk to me one-on-one, you can always email sistasense@gmail.com. Or when you're on the sistasense.com website, you can actually click the gray tab on the right to send me a voice message. All right. So whether it's the 1 day webinar workshop today, live, or the replays, or sending me an email, sending me a voice message, or just jumping on here to catch me live. So, of course, don't forget to turn on alerts and notifications so you can see when I'm live, so you can jump on here live with me. Whatever opportunity works for you works for me, because I want to make sure that in as many ways as I can, I'm here to jump on and share things you can do to work on your money, your marketing, and your sales goals too. Thanks for the likes and the love. I appreciate you guys. Tap, 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 tap. Feel free to tag your business besties and share this out. Sharing is caring. That's what it's all about. And I will continue to motivate and inspire you when it comes to working on your business and your sales growth goals. All right, y'all. Till next time, mwah, take care.